pretty good. So today I have decided to attempt filming another vlog in the series of me reading disturbing books, and I am so over-focused. This camera does not like bright sun. I'm gonna move. We're relocating. Okay, hi. Okay, now it's too dark. Why is life like this? You can never get it right. That's a metaphor for life right there. Just kidding. I'm sorry. I don't want to ruin your day with cynicism. Let me adjust this. Be right back. Okay, hi. Are we doing better now? Alright, so mental health has been in the shitter. And what do we do when that happens? Well, we go on Google and search horror books with cannibalism. Not a coping mechanism I recommend to you, but that's a thing that I do, and well, that's the thing I did for this, and I found a book that I would like to read. And that book is called Succulent Prey by Rath James White. It looks like this. This is the cover. There is a skull on the cover, so I can only imagine that it is gonna be a trip. Also, this author has apparently written a book called Like Porno for Psychos, which that title alone is promising. And this author has also written this other book called The Resurrectionist, which has been recommended to me several times. So I don't know what this book is about, but I have it. I own it. It's on my phone, and I'm gonna start reading it right now. And we're gonna see where this journey takes us. We're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see if we get fucked up, because that's the intent, okay? Yeah, chat soon.
1, 2, 3, fuck it.
My darling, I love you, 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 I l
Hi, can you see me? Anyway, I just came out to give an update and I'm gonna try and not hit that spider web because they keep popping up. These spider webs keep, oops. Okay, it's a mess. We're a hot mess right now. I look like a ghost. Is there anywhere else I can sit? Do I look less ghostly over here? Nope. Hi, hello, Mr. Sun. Alright, so I just got some reading in and I am here outdoors again. Gonna update you on what I have read. So, Succulent Prey by Wrath James White. This is a book that I am reading because I'm honestly so bored with new releases. A lot of the books that have come out this year that are labeled thriller and horror, they've just been so disappointing, honestly. So boring, so safe, so sanitized. I like books that push the boundary, books that shock me, books that surprise me. The same thing with films. And so far we've been getting boring crap, so we need to fix this. So that's why I've been reading books of this nature. As a culture, we tend to demand a sameness in our stories. Like, example, we love one book and then we want to have another book that just feels like the book we like. And I feel like there is a reason behind the fact that thrillers nowadays, the ones that get published mainstream, just all feel like the same story with different characters and slightly different situations, but they always have the same third act. It's always the same third act. It's always the fucking, this person was this person the whole time, or this person had multiple personality, or another way to problematically include a mental illness. Like, it's just, no. Me no likey. So that leads me to this book, Succulent Prey by Wrath James White. So Wrath James White is apparently a boxer. I did look this guy up. And because he's a boxer, I'm assuming he's willing to go to places that the average person wouldn't in their book, because boxers are brave. Like, you could never pay me to get beaten up on a daily basis. Like, that is not something I would want to do. So I can only imagine that this bravery perhaps translated in a way in this book. So I have read the first 70 pages and I don't know what I can say, honestly. Let me just give you a brief synopsis on what I have read so far. The book opens up in a basement and we have this kid named Joey who is in this tub with blood, and this guy who kidnapped him is drinking the blood and torturing him in all different ways, making him bleed some more. And then we hard cut to the future and realize that he had been rescued and that this guy is now somewhere rotting in jail somewhere, and that Joe was his first victim and that his other victims actually ended up dead, so Joe was lucky. And now he is a college student. The way Wrath James White writes him is like he looks like Superman. People actually compare him and say that he looks like Superman. So he's a college student and we see him in this art class and they're painting this nude woman, except he kind of takes liberties with his painting and paints her, not just her, he paints her all like cut open and ripped up with her guts showing and shit. And it's like, interesting. And then he starts to suspect that because of his childhood experience, he is suddenly having desires to be a cannibal like the guy that kidnapped him. And so that night he goes to his dorm room and he goes onto this website where they tell you how to prepare human flesh for consumption, and he starts jacking off to that webpage that tells you how to cook human meat and eat it, and he jacks off with his roommate like right in the other bed sleeping. So I'm like, why would you do that? So I just got to a scene where he attended a Sex Addicts Anonymous thing. This Wrath James White guy, his imagination is like a theme park, because he was inventing scenarios for these addicts that were just completely out of this world. It was honestly really funny. Like, I was laughing my ass off at the various stories these people were telling because they progressively got weirder and weirder. There was this one woman who said that she put peanut butter on her and let her dog lick it because she was so desperate to get eaten out, but nobody wanted to eat her out for some reason. The things people do. Do I have reason to suspect that Wrath James White attended a Sex Addicts Anonymous meeting and got random stories of people and then just exaggerated them for the sake of this book? Because I don't know how someone comes up with this shit, but I'm living for it, okay? Like, this is the attitude that I need in thrillers that thrillers don't have nowadays anymore. So yeah, I'm gonna go for a walk, get some nature footage for all of you, and then I will tell you more about what I have read in this life of mine. Okay, so this cat doesn't really like me, but the other one does. So when I approach this one, he doesn't want to stay where he is. So let's see how close we can get. Hello? Okay, there he goes. Hello, hi. It's honestly so beautiful today. The weather is gorgeous. I want to go for a jog. I want to go for a run. But before I do that, I want to tell you about this book some more. So I am kind of really enjoying it. It's really fast-paced. This book is classified as extreme horror, but so far I'm finding this book to be really funny for some reason. I don't know why. This book is pretty hilarious. I'll give you an example. He keeps going on and on about how he's like super straight and super hetero and loves women and only loves women and shit like that. But then there was like this entire scene where he goes on and on about how he really loves to suck and how he loves to drink because it helps him with his cannibalistic needs. And I was just like, are you sure about that? You might want to reconsider this label that you have given yourself, because I am seeing evidence to the contrary. Yeah, also we got to our first cannibal scene and it was pretty intense. This book is not for the faint of heart. If you're someone who reads extreme horror books, I don't think this will shock you that much. But on the other hand, if you are new to horror, I wouldn't start here because one, you're gonna think I'm crazy, which I am. I can't really think of a second reason beyond the image of myself that I'm putting out there. But yeah, I'm kind of really enjoying this book so far. I'm gonna read some more, gonna enjoy the day, probably go for a jog, and update when updates are needed. Resident Evil 5, and I am so excited because Chris Redfield is beautiful. Damn, this game's intense. Got this, I got this. We got this. Alright. It's time for some motherfucking target practice. Yeah, what you want? What you want? Oh shit, I have to reload! Rude. I think I got it. Did I get it? Oh my gosh. Fuck, I fucked it up. Yes, I beat it. I accidentally burned my partner that one time, but I trapped that bitch and I fucked up that bitch. Hey everybody, hi. So it is actually not that late in the afternoon. The reason it just looks super late is because it's super gloomy today, super cloudy out here. I just wanted to pop in and give a little update. I wanted to tell you that I got very far into Succulent Prey yesterday. I'm enjoying it a lot, but it is gonna be very problematic for some people because oh, there is I think this is supposed to be a parody. This has to be a parody because there's no other way they could put in a romance subplot where somebody actually kind of starts to fall in love with this cannibal after he eats parts of her. I'm not gonna elaborate, but that is a thing that happens, and I found it to be so funny. I have a list of so many scenes in this book where I probably wasn't supposed to be laughing, but I was laughing anyway. Do you ever have those moments, or have you ever had that moment when you were a kid where you were clearly not supposed to be laughing at something, but you laughed anyway and you got in trouble for it? I remember one time when I was in school, we had to take this personality test to see if we were an introvert or an extrovert, and obviously I scored introvert because I am allergic to other people. I am not a fan of other human beings. So we were taking this personality test, right? And there was an option for extrovert, and it said something like, I am an extrovert because I love fun and stimulation. So obviously I was laughing my ass off because, you know, we all know what stimulation is code for. So to clarify, I asked one of the teachers, like, what does stimulation mean? Like, what does I crave stimulation mean? And she could see that I was like trying so hard to not laugh, and then I got in trouble. Yeah. But here's the thing I need to rant about, okay? The year later, 2015, that was when the 50 Shades books were getting really popular. And guess who the target market of those books were? Women aged 30 to 50. And guess how old the bitches, the teachers persecuting me for being a perv were? They were in that age range. So there's an 80% chance that this cabal of bitches were projecting. It's always the people projecting that are the most judgmental, okay? We all have a bit of perv inside us. It's just that I got in trouble for being fucking honest. You know what I'm talking about, right? That had nothing to do with the book, but I'm keeping that in because it's crucial for, because that's how I live my life, okay? I feel like it's important to share wisdom. But yeah, so far I'm really enjoying the book. The main character, Joe, is hilarious, and the book is just so funny, super gory, super fucked up. Not for the faint of heart, but I mean, I need to get a beer with Mr. Wrath James White someday because I gotta ask him, what the fuck? Why are you such a genius? How have I never heard about you? That's the thing, it's like all these thrillers are so... Hello, am I in focus? Oh my gosh. Focus on me. Alexa, play Focus by Ariana Grande. Anyway, these are the kinds of books I like, and these are the kinds of books I will be reading perhaps from now on until modern day thrillers step up to the plate because they are disappointing, okay? Yeah, chat soon.
The next day.
All right, hi, I'm inside a car because on that side of the garden, there are birds going wild, and then on the other side of the garden where I normally do my things. There is a group of people on the other side of the wall, the neighbors. I think they're having a birthday. I think they're celebrating somebody's birthday or something. So I can't necessarily vlog over there because I don't want their commotion to be heard over here. So I'm just checking in to say that I finished Succulent Prey by Rath James White. This is honestly the most what the fuck book I have ever read in my entire life. I'm gonna talk about some spoilers right now because there are several scenes I want to discuss. So I'm gonna put the picture of the book over here, and this will be up for the remainder of my spoiler thing. So just tap, tap, tap the screen and move on to where you don't see this picture if you don't want to be spoiled. But if you want to hear about some shit that happens in this book, stay the fuck tuned because I have the tea. And it's scalding. Okay, so the main guy, Joe, he eventually turns into a cannibal, and he realizes that he is indeed a cannibal because he takes this woman home named Alicia. He literally eats her, swallows her skin, and he holds her as his prisoner, and he's attending this lecture in his school about vampirism and shit, and he, for some reason, I don't know why this is taught in college, maybe want to refund your tuition fee because you're learning some quack shit. So he suspects that he is a cannibal because the person who kidnapped him as a kid fed him his, like, flesh and shit. So he believes that he was turned into a cannibal from that, and that the only way to uncannibal himself is to track down the guy that kidnapped him as a kid and kill him. And then Alicia supports this because when he tells her about this, she starts to fall in love with him because of this redemption arc, because he's taking steps to be better. The fuck? And then we get to hear her backstory, and her justification for allowing this to happen is because when she was a kid, her brother was involved in gangs, and so he would invite his gang over, and so I think a rival gang came over, and so they wouldn't beat up the brother. She sucked all of their dicks. And then her dad caught her sucking all the and so she wouldn't get in trouble with him, she sucked her dad's I cannot believe I'm saying this into a camera. Oh my gosh, demonetized. And then he killed himself because of the guilt. And then she got guilt because she believes that she got him to kill himself because of what she did. And it's like, no shit, girly. I mean, hello. Okay, so Joe and Alicia decide to go on the road to find the guy that held Joe hostage. He's locked up in some mental hospital somewhere. Before they go on the road, this gay stalker that was stalking Joe because he had a crush on him, Joe takes him on the road with them to eat him because Joe is scared that he might get too hungry and eat Alicia. So instead he takes this guy on the road trip with them so he can eat the guy on the road trip and not eat her. And then the guy decides that he likes being eaten and loves Joe so much that he's like, can you please eat me as like my one final hurrah in life? And so Joe skewers him up the ass with like a metal rod, and then they roast him alive and eat him, and Alicia, like, she eats him too, and then Joe gets the dick, and then they eat the dick Lady and the Tramp style, like the spaghetti, like the two dogs eating the spaghetti, but it's a penis. Okay, spoilers are over. This book is fucking wild. I enjoyed myself a lot. I got exactly what I wanted with this book. So, that's that. That's that on that. I gave this book 4 stars. I don't know what I'm gonna do today, but I'll find something and I will let you know. So peace, have a good day. See you soon when I read my next book, which I don't know what that is gonna be, but updates soon.
I lose myself